Thank you all for tuning in. In the last episode, we got the power steering rack removed, which, as you can tell, it leaked really bad. So we need to replace it. We've got a new STI rack for it. But before we can get this in, we're going to go ahead and powder coat the brackets that hold this in the car so they can look really nice. Okay guys, so I am using 70% IPA right now. And I'm getting this all nice and cleaned up. Because if you can see down here on this end, I've got that cord, and we're gonna run some LED lights in here to help with the lighting situation. So, show you the lights. These are just like the brand is Monster. It's just like your Walmart $5 lights. We're gonna see how well we can do this. And it's just self-adhering on the back side. So we're just gonna plug them in and run them down. If I can get 2 lines down, that would be awesome, but I'll settle for 1 because I know these are pretty bright. I've run similar lights before, just like in my bedroom back in the day and for computer stuff. So first we gotta get these plugged in and test them. These are the parts I'm going to be powder coating. I just got them all sandblasted. They look phenomenal. The color we'll be doing is ink black from Prismatic Powders. So you are supposed to cure schedule is 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes, but I'm pretty sure I need to bake these I need to get them to 400 degrees for 10 minutes, then spray them, and then bake them. But I'm going to confirm that right now. They have a nice QR code for you to use. And then so we'll have to get these hung up on wire and then spray them out, and then we should be good to go. Anyways, right now we're going to set up our air compressor with some fittings and everything so that we have filtered air. That's what this is. It's a very small air filter. Pretty much just like, if you have compressors, they build up moisture and everything like that, and you don't want that going to your powder coating gun. And in fact, so obviously if you know Harbor Freight pretty well, it's just a very inexpensive tool store, and this is their like air hose brand for stuff. And so we got this Merlin air hose kit. It's just a 1/4 inch, 25-foot Merlin hose. That air filter actually came from my Eastwood powder coating gun kit. And then I've also got this pressure regulator. I just watched a bunch of different videos. I know I'm not going to be doing this like a professional, but this is just kind of what I thought was probably most important to have. And so I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to have everything set up. So we'll just start by getting the hose open and then getting the fittings on. The compressor, this itself is going to hook up to the compressor. And so it's going to be a pretty easy setup. So anyways, I'll go ahead and get started on that process. Sorry guys, I forgot to push record, but right now we're obviously on the powder coating gun itself. Okay. Went a little haywire with all the fittings and stuff. So I'll go ahead and kind of show you guys what we got. It's obviously not the greatest setup. I've seen some people have the regulator on the compressor, but I just figured I would just have it by the gun. I can always change it if I want. It's not a huge deal, but that's all I'll do this time around. It might just be a hassle just because of how heavy the regulator actually is. It's not that obviously it's crazy heavy, but after a while it might just get annoying. And so it's just extra weight. So I'll probably change it from that, and I might put it closer to the compressor and then put maybe like the air filter on the, which I guess I could just flip it around. I honestly might just do that. I might just flip it around, and I'm gonna have the compressor regulator at like 50 PSI and then do the air compressor, or probably like 75, and then right to the regulator. I'm gonna try that because I just see that being annoying. So I'm going to undo this here. This is now going to plug into the compressor, and then the air hose on this end. Oh wait, that's not possible because that yes it is. Okay, so undo this, undo this. And that's why there's an air filter. See all the moisture in the compressor that literally just shot out onto my hand. So we're gonna take the compressor out back and fill it up and then drain it, obviously, onto some gravel. So let me hurry and just do that, and then we'll continue swapping this all around. We've got the parts right here. I'm just gonna hit them with the air chuck and dust them off because they've been sitting in the garage for a few days from me having been sick. This is my first time, disclaimer, all that. I'm open to tips if you guys have any. But we're gonna be doing the ink black on these parts just as like a test. And to even test it even more, I'm going to try it with the parts cold. I see a lot of people do them hot. I'm gonna try it cold with using the grounding the part, and we're gonna give that a shot. And then see just how hard it is to spray out parts, because it should stick. And then that'll help me just kind of give me practice. And if I screw up, then you can just literally take an air chuck and just spray it off, and then you're good to go. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now, is practice, so that I don't have to redo anything. Granted, we are doing black. These are all brackets. All the brackets I'm doing right now go behind the engine or under the engine, so nobody's ever gonna see them either. So I don't expect them to be perfect or my best work, but I am looking for 90% or higher. That's my goal for my first time. Eventually we will figure it out, but these are perfect pieces to practice on because nobody's ever gonna see them. So they were super rusty and crusty before, but now they're just gonna be nice and perfect for our parts to sit. So anyways, so I'll get them moved over. I'm gonna spray them off, and then let's get the oven started. But also the parts, 10-minute timer starts when the parts reach 400 degrees. So they're gonna go in cold. I'm gonna put them in, then I'm gonna open the oven door every so often. I've got a thermal temperature gun to check with. And once the part hits 400, then it bakes at that temperature for 10 minutes. So it is not put them in the oven, you gotta get the metal up to that, which is why I know a lot of people heat the parts, spray it on, which is totally fine, and then throw it back in, which some powders require that, some don't. I know there's a lot of different things that go with it. So, but for now, I'm just gonna try it cold just for practice sake, so I can blow it right off. If you do it hot, it automatically starts curing. So keeping it cold will allow me to be able to practice and just kind of do this for my first time. And then I'm gonna wear a respirator and just a little N95 mask, the one with the filter, and that way, because you also shouldn't be breathing these in. So that is the plan right now. Okay guys, again, going ink black. We're just gonna fill up the container here, about halfway for now. It's about a third of the way full. We'll just start there for now. Okay. Screw this on here. That is a no bueno. I think this ended up being overkill. I think I could have probably just ended up pressing this really just for the pressure, but we'll see. Coming over here though, again, this is our setup. Got about 1/3 filled there. And then for here, we're gonna be doing the level 2 setting, just because from my understanding, it doesn't really matter too much. Those are like the electrical currency that you're sending. And then here is the actual grounding. So we're just going to be coming up here like this. Whoops, sorry guys. Gonna connect that like that, and then you've got your gun, and you press the button here. All right, you know what? If we end up ultimately failing on this really bad, I guess that's on me. But I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it and just do them all at once and just hope that it turns out looking good. So let's go ahead and move the electrical ground part around. I might as well move on to the back here. And as far as like how much powder I've used, just with like a few sprays, not very much. Okay guys, we're gonna hurry and check these. Okay, that's at 400, that's at 425. So these are looking really good. We're gonna go ahead and start the timer because they're already a little over temp. So we're gonna say 8 minutes and then we'll pull them out and see how they look. So we should need a timer set for those. Guys, let's check these out. Sheesh. These are looking hot. Mother, these are not good for preventing heat. Go get the hot pads, maybe. These do not prevent heat at all. These are some welding gloves I have. And I thought they'd be great for this. Boy, hardy, I was wrong. Now, hopefully these don't get ruined. This is hot. Oh, frick. Ow! Ooh!
Is it hot?
Yeah.
Dang, babe.
All right, we need to check these out. Granted, these just came out, so I think they changed a little bit. You can see the edges are not quite fully coated. I think these are a little thin, actually. Oh yeah, especially right there on the back side of that one. And it's thin all through that crack and corner through there. So, oh, it's thin right there. Okay, so lesson learned, these take a lot more. I'm gonna have to spray these out right now to try and get this fixed. Which I had put everything away and then I reset it back up. So I'm glad I did that. All right, that looks a lot better already starting. Okay. And let's take a look at these. All right. Last time it was pretty thin through there. Those look awesome now. Again, this is ink black, pretty similarly just as a gloss black. I'm trying to look for any potential runs or anything. Not really seeing anything. Everything's looking tip-top shape. It's a little thin back there, you can see. So that's a little not ideal. But I think, like I said, for the 10%, for me trying to hit 90%, I think that looks really good. Honestly, not too bad back there. And it's just that one bottom side. I think that's the bottom half of that bracket too. So I really think that I'll be okay. I know I don't like settling for not having it perfect, but I think just because it's my first time, I'm gonna leave it like that. If I could get these other parts off, then I would, and then just put them back in. But I think I'm really gonna be okay with everything else. And you know what? No, I want it to be perfect. So we're gonna spray that one part one more time and throw it back in the oven. So let's spray out that part. We're gonna hit it real quickly, hot, flat. I'm gonna hit it. I'll just turn off the camera real quick so the parts are cooling off right now, but I'm gonna hit the backside of that small part one more time, get these parts back in the oven, and then I should be good to go. Just to kind of point out the flaws, I think these came out to like a bottom 90% if I was going to rate myself. Considering this is my first time ever powder coating anything, and I think there's just lessons to be learned. I think for one, what caused my mistakes, and I'll show you, let me just show you guys. See how there's like this, it almost looks like a glittery look to it. It's actually a very, very fine texture feel. Now, that's either going to have been caused from, I think, a couple of reasons. One, the part might have just been this tough. Or two, I think when I had flashed the final coat onto this, I'm thinking the gun might have been too close and the pressure was too high. And so when I sprayed the powder onto here, it like kind of put imprints on it. Like that's like just my guess, because there's a textured feel to it and you can kind of see it, especially on the back. But the metal itself is also textured, but it might also be because it's too heavy that it like basically wanted to run, or I didn't leave it in there long enough and it didn't get hot enough. Because then I have parts like this that came out absolutely perfect. And so I think for now, these are at a good solid 90%. You can still see the engraving on that one. You can see it through the light there. So it didn't fully fill that. But for these ones, this one actually goes to our power steering rack, which we're actually working on. You can see right here, that now fits in there. So we've got a nice brand new black bracket for that, because it used to be rusted and corroded, and I didn't do a good job filming the before of how these looked. I'm not even joking, you guys, though, and you can see it a little bit in the sandblaster footage, but they were literally essentially this. Like it was rusted and pitted in some spots like this. On the big one that was really bad, that was the worst one. It had stuff that looked like this, right? So that's why it could have easily been just the metal itself is causing all that texture, but I don't think it was. I think it was me messing something up with the powder coating. But I mean, there was copper browns. I mean, just all the color schemes on that piece of metal and on these ones as well. And it's just super cool to see just how clean these came out. So I will list all the parts and everything I used below for today's project. I pretty much just bought a kit and bought an oven off of Facebook Marketplace. And so that's what's kind of fun about this is I can practice and test these things and just take the risk on it because I'm really not too worried about it because everything's replaceable. It's just material items. So thank you for tuning in on my powder coating video. Please subscribe, follow, like, all those types of things to see me get better at this because I know I will, and I'm really excited to do this. And we've got a lot of different things that we can powder coat on this shelf. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I was closing it out. Like, subscribe, follow, check out my Instagram. I will list like I said, I'll list all the parts and everything below. And appreciate you guys. Bye.